Hello, I am Figment. This is the pilot episode of RLSH Lair. We are a live talk show for the RLSH community. Now, I do apologize for the choppiness of my cam. I'm experiencing some technical difficulties, and Dark Ghost should be joining us momentarily. He's dealing with some things, and I got to adjust my mask. But anyways, what this show consists of, it's a roundtable discussion. We were originally going to have a call-in line where you could call in, but due to policies that YouTube has and Google has, I'm not allowed to do that. And I want to keep this channel in good standing. So, with that out of the way, and while we're waiting for now, I know this is kind of a rambling on thing, but you need to know what we were about. As pilot episodes go, there's lots of work that needs to be done to make sure everything works correctly. Part of that is lighting and backdrops. See, my camera should be smoother, and my lower thirds should be clear, but that's restricted because, well, to be quite honest, my bandwidth kind of sucks. So, if I was doing this from my phone, it would probably be clear. So, when Dark Ghost joins us, he probably will not have a lower third. I haven't walked him through how to set that up. Right now, he's getting ready. I hate when that shifts. Right now, he's getting ready to do the shift, to come on there. He's masking up for the show. His house. I would do a pre-show with him tonight, like planned, because I was out running around paying bills, something we all have to do. But with that aside, this pilot episode, like I stated before, is pretty much a free-for-all, no-format show. In the future, our shows will have a format base. I may not be the host of the show. So, these shows are going to last approximately an hour long. Give or take 5-10 minutes. We're not watching a clock here, we want about an hour long. With only me talking, there's not really much of a discussion going on. It's just like me gabbing into my webcam with my groovy backdrop. Speaking of my groovy backdrop, that's a technique called chroma key. And I lost this screen again. I need butt glue. I decided to use this for a mask for the videos instead of my terrorist-looking thing. Just so I have a smile on my face and kind of look like a, I don't know, Mexican wrestler. But with that aside, my chroma key backdrop is actually just a blue tarp. Yeah, real technical there, huh? You can even see the wrinkles in the corners. But hello. And yes, people, that is, hold on, Dark Ghost. Yeah, that's Dark Ghost who's actually on my phone, because I don't think he realized I'm broadcasting right now when he called. So the only reason why I answered the phone because I was figuring he called. Oh, he just confirmed he did. So, like I said, before I pipe things through, that's cool. Just log in as soon as you can, so I'm not talking to myself and showing the phone call halfway. Oh, great. So I can talk through on the episode. Nice. Oh, well. Let's go. Yeah. Well, if you log into it right now, I'll walk you through on the show and walk you through where everybody can see it. How's that sound? Right. That way they can actually see what's going on, how the setup's going about. After all, this is our pilot episode. Cool. But anyways, go ahead and log on so they don't hear half a conversation, me looking like an idiot on the screen. Yeah, so is mine. Discordia is more than welcome to join on the show if she wants. Okay, well, if she comes on, she can come on. If she doesn't, she doesn't. But let me go continue talking to myself. When you come on, I'll walk you through on the setup. Okay? Well, see you when you get on there. That link I sent you in the messenger, that'll bring you right into the show. That's kind of a secret link, so yeah. Yep, that's pretty much. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, my mask, and my groovy cooling hat on, so yeah, I don't really give a rat's. Cool. But I'm gonna go and continue with the show so they don't see me talking on the phone. Okay, so when you hear me mumbling on, it'll be just talking about the show and on the show. So just holler if you need help, and I'll hang up when you come online. How's that sound? Okay, people. I'm on the phone with Dark Ghost. He's having some technical issues, just like I'm having some mask malfunctions with it sliding down because I don't have any butt glue to spray on my face, keep it from sliding down. So, but anyways, I'm on the phone with him still, and yeah, it kind of looks stupid like this, but we didn't have a chance to do pre-shows because, like I said before, I was running around paying bills, and he had some family issues he had to deal with, so we weren't able to do a pre-show. So, but anyways, I do apologize again. My computer's kind of, I'm going to use non-colorful words here, but you know what I mean. Anyways, it's being choppy. It should be a little bit clearer, a little bit smoother, but it's not, and I can't figure out what's eating the processor in the background. I didn't have time to diagnose it before the show because I was busy until about 10 minutes ago. So, anyways, just to let you people know, what should RLSHs drink before their patrol? And, I'm going to do a product plug here, which I really shouldn't do, because I don't get endorsed by them, but I live on these things. You guys should recognize this can, right? Yeah, it's just a simple rock star. These are my drinks of champions. Yes, the regular flavor. I've already done 3 of them today. But, yeah, that's the drink of my choice. I mean, yeah, we all have our little banes, so I happen to be. Yeah, I'm advertising Dark Ghost. Because it was sitting next to me and I don't have anybody else to talk to on camera, so I had to fill the space. Rockstar, of course, the same thing I got you addicted to. Yeah, Dark Ghost wanted me to say he gives it 2 dark ghostly thumbs ups. So, yes, people, Discordia and Dark Ghost are working on coming on right now. We don't know if Discordia is going to join in or not. It's going to be up to her. But she's helping Dark Ghost in person set up. This is technology that, well, I'm quite new with doing, and it's not very common for me to do this, but it's something the show needed. And lacking butt glue really sucks. I need to put butt glue on my forehead. But, so I'm going to have to do something about my mask technical problems. This is a new mask anyway, so I haven't had time to work out the bugs and characteristics. Yes, the link that you need is the one I sent you in the Facebook Messenger. You click that and it'll bring you right into the chat. You will be on cam. You'll have to click a yes confirmative. You'll go into this chat, which is on air, because that's why you can't do call-ins. I'll explain that again when you come on the show. I have a workaround, which I'm thinking about, so. Yeah. Bonus. So we might be able to get Aftershock on the air. Not a problem. We will definitely keep him in mind to go on the show. Yes. Yes, he would be a good example of that. And I'm not going to tell the audience what the show idea is about with him on there. We'll have to schedule that one. But no, he would be perfect for that. And he'd also be good for other activities that he does. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah. Right on. Because we definitely. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hang up the call back. I'll just answer the phone again on the show and on the air. Okay, I'll let them know as I'm readjusting my mask on the air. So we all have issues. Okay, bye. Yes, people, call issues. And yes, people, I was answering on a landline. I don't always use cell phones. In fact, the machine I answered was actually my fax machine. Yeah, I got one of those 1990 things sitting on my office desk. And yes, I do use it from time to time. That's why I still have it. Not very often, but I bought it in the 90s, and why get rid of it if I occasionally have to use it? It's just another phone to have sitting on my desk. Now, like you heard, that when you do a call-ins normally, what I'm thinking about doing as I adjust my mask again for you people, I really need to get some butt glue this week, or come up with an alternative so it doesn't keep sliding down. My head's a bit big, so. But to prevent these issues, I able some pipe in through my Figment line, because I can have you confirm it's okay to go on the air before it pipes through to call this location. Yes, I have a dedicated Figment line, so I can pipe it through using audio cables or virtual audio cables to get everything to work. And I'm adjusting my mask again. Maybe the terrorist look would have been better. And, well, at least the terrorist mask I could drink. This thing, if I tried drinking it right now, which I really want to, it would go all over myself because there's no way to get it in my mouth. And I'm not about to poke a hole or put a nose straw up my nose hole and snort it. So, we all have these quirky things. And I know this is kind of a dumb show, and I'm talking to myself rambling on and for 15 minutes, but we're still waiting for Dark Ghost to come on. Now, there's no guarantee how long this show's going to last. It may be a little bit long, it may be a little bit short, and I really need some butt glue. And I don't have any. So if you want to send some to me, oh, never mind. You can't. I won't give you my address. But, yeah, this is kind of a dumb show, a terrible pilot episode. Due to technical difficulties, running around paying bills, personal problems causing delays on setups. So as soon as Dark Ghost comes in, you'll actually see on the pilot episode the setup to actually get this nifty lower third, how to pick your image. So I should say pick your image, it'll be like, yeah, right there. And but it'll be correct elsewise. But see, these discussions would actually work better if we did have the other co-hosts on here, because talking by yourself on a live talk show is really kind of boring. I'm waiting for him to come on so we can have a little bit of interaction, because that's the problem. Maybe I should get a pair of scissors and cut it so my eyebrows don't affect. What do you think? Anyways, you like the mask? Oops, did I show you my beard? My bad. And yeah, it's longer than that. A lot of it's crammed up in the mask. But anyways, without having the call-in line that can really work, we'll have issues there. And like I said, I do need to make some mask adjustments. And see, the bad thing is, I'm not even done paying my bills today. I have to still pay a few of the bills online. I'll do that after the show. Without interaction, this is really kind of a one-way street. But we have confirmation that Aftershock wants to do a show with us, and he might come on and become one of the regular guests. Eventually, I want to get a hold of Master Legend and have him come on, and Mr. Extreme, just to name a few. I mean, this is the pilot episode, so I wasn't really expecting a lot of support from the public. I mean, this episode, and I'm not very impressed with the way it's turned out so far. Because I keep fiddling with my mask, and I keep having to watch my language. And you see my lovely chroma key effect using a blue tarp. Now, speaking of chroma key, a lot of it has to do with the way your lighting works. See, I'm using just a blue tarp for my chroma key backdrop, which is not very good. And as you can tell, I didn't take out all the wrinkles or anything like that. Just kind of a quick thrown up. Because I wanted to disguise my layer, or I should say, the Figment Studio, for this. And I didn't want you seeing my nifty book collection behind me, or some of my other arsenal things I have back there. See, I do have things that raise questions. Like, as you can tell in my lower third, I do have that terrorist look. See things that would make me look like a terrorist. I mean, just to give you an idea of some of the things at my immediate disposal, I can reach over here and grab a spotlight. Why would I have that sitting in my office? Behind the camera, I have my oscilloscope. So we have that there. I mean, I look like a mad scientist. I have radio equipment and all that good stuff sitting behind my backdrop. I have books, instruction manuals. I have drafting equipment and land survey equipment. I got reload stuff. All that stuff I didn't necessarily want to be shown so you can inventory exactly what I have. Along with my miscellaneous toys, board games, camping gear. Now, this isn't my standard, this isn't the studio which I do all my filming in. This is just one of the many areas. This one just happened to have the best control for the light compared to all the other ones. I could stop that lens flare stuff that you see in some of my other videos. And speaking of lighting, my lighting is kind of a really unique setup. See, I'm actually fairly well lit, which is kind of surprising. Because in this light, it is only being powered by one desk lamp. And it's not even shining on me. To cut down lens flare, it's actually shining and reflecting off the wall behind me, or in front of me, I should say. So everything's an indirect softened light, and it's even lighting my tarp for the chroma key effect. And some of you may realize what my backdrop is. I may actually, when I get a better setup and a better backdrop, it'll actually look better. But with the pilot episode, I wasn't going to invest a lot of money building the backdrop for this. I was going to see how well it worked. Now, my camouflage cooling cap, as stupid as it sounds, yeah, it's also in my terrace picture. So, what it is, it's a regular tie-on hat. I wear it all the time, mask or no mask, because I live in the middle of the desert. It has that same stuff inside it, which makes baby diapers hold so much water. And you get wet, it takes about 15 minutes to wet it down, as I mess with my mask again. And then afterwards, it'll stay wet for about 4 to 5 hours, cooling you through evaporation cooling. I am not a skinny guy. Now, I'm taller than I am round, so I'm not a lard butt either. But I'm definitely not skinny. So, as I'm calmly waiting for Dark Ghost, and this rock starts screaming my name, but I can't drink it through the mask. And before I can crack it open, I have about 30 minutes to go. So, in this show, this is like I said, the pilots, and pilots always suck, so I'm not worried about it sucking. We all know pilot episodes either hit a home run or they crash and burn. This one's kind of crashing and burning. No nothing for the four. So I'm hoping next week at the same time, same location, I'm hoping that show actually works out better and I can take care of my technical problems with my mask. But these live shows are, some people have a lot of success with them, some do not. The reason why I've decided to go with the live show using Google Hangouts on air, well, one is there's no special software for the person to download and use. It's all web-based, so it's platform independent. That is a plus. I'm sweating underneath my mask. This is getting uncomfortable. But Harris mask doesn't run into this problem. So I felt this would be better for on the air. Whoa, move the camera too much. Back up. There we go. Reframing myself because I shifted in my cozy office seat. But what are we going to do? See, when Dark Ghost comes online, I'll see it. And when he pipes up, he'll actually take over the screen as I shut my trap. It'll actually be kind of cool, to tell you the truth. But I'm just waiting for him to come on so I can walk through the initial setup. I might make a dedicated video for the initial setup with screenshots and all that good stuff just to help you do it, to eliminate these problems. Yes, I need butt glue. As bad as it sounds, and yes, I want the drink of champions. I am craving this. This is my after show victory. Yes, after show victory. Now, I know right now no one's watching this live because I have it's telling me I have 0 viewers. Not a big deal. I still owe it to you guys to be live for this full hour. Pilot episodes, not expecting a lot of viewers. So, anyways, there's some plans I have with the show also. I got to build a web address, not web address, yeah. I got to build an email account so you can email the show. And go through the procedure of getting you set up to be on the show. there are things to consider when doing this. Most of them are, well, oh, mask shift again. Ah, my big head. Got modified mask. See, this mask was made for somebody with a regular size head. I have a large head. Everything about me is large. Nothing about me is normal size. I'm not Hagrid big from Harry Potter. Oh, that's cool. Gotta see that again. Oh, no. This is an idea I had. As crazy as it sounds. No one on here. Waiting for Dark Ghost. Waiting. And so everly patient waiting. But he has been having some family issues at his house, so not expecting too much about that. But just to let you know that these things can be coordinated for live transmissions as if you're sitting at the same location. Round table discussions, so to speak, which I'm hoping to eventually do. Due to this being a quote business page, oh, forgot your password. Okay, I'll let the public know. We'll figure out something. We might have to do a special interruption and do a special episode 5.25 or 5.75, I mean. Okay, the show's over in 30 minutes. Okay. So, hold on, just so people know that I am talking to you. I'm going to hold the phone up to the microphone and go ahead and tell the public who you are. So, give me a second here. I'll holler when it's ready. Go ahead.
Okay, everybody, I'm Dark Ghost. I operate in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a crime fighter and an investigator. What that means is, yes, I say crime, I will do something to stop it. I investigate unsolved crimes and current crimes. That's pretty much it. I mean, I do charity every now and then when I have a possible chance. Like, some guy needs a sandwich, yeah, I'll give him a sandwich.
Okay, I already took the phone back, so I'm not sure how well it picked up through the microphone. But there, people, if the microphone picked it up good, you just heard Dark Ghost, so you know I am actually talking to him on the phone. And yeah, he has my personal number. So we have a tendency of talking at night, and I have some. Okay, that's fine. Now another 10 minutes. Oh well, it's better to get these out of the way now than when we're doing with a lot more people on the show. No, right now I'm at 0 views. I owe it to the. Yeah, he could be watching it offline too. I mean, this is going out recorded, so once it's done, it'll be in the archives. So, this is kind of a lame show, and I'm being honest, but pilot episodes are either knock the ball out of the ballpark or there's crash and burn shows, and this is becoming a crash and burn show. Yay! But, anyways, hey, I know it will. I still owed it to them to actually start this process up. If there's nothing else, this shows the new RLSH is you don't start off pristine and perfect. Right. This shows that when you start off, you kind of suck. I can't say that. That works. Yeah. This show sucks rectum. You guys can fill in what I had to pause on what I was about to say. Thanks, Dark Ghost. I didn't even think about that one. Yeah. See, people, when off the phone and not in a mask, my language does change. I mean, yeah, I sound more like a sailor than RLSH when I'm not wearing the mask. But with the mask, I have to watch my language. And with that being said, you say you should be on here in 10 minutes. But I am going to make this clear, people. Even though this is supposed to be with Dark Ghost and myself, if I'm sitting here for an hour just blabbering on about nothing, it's still going to be out there. I'll just do another makeshift show, and people need to know what bad technicalities can cause, and don't let it get you down. Everybody experiences problems from going out on your yes, Dirk Ghost wanted me to put this out there that when everybody starts to have trouble, but overcoming it, what makes them a good RLSH. And that's kind of the good thing about this show being such a bad show. Is yeah, even though I'm acknowledging it's a bad show, and if you watch this far, good for you. but you guys need to see that there are technical difficulties. Like I've said many times that I need to get butt glue for my mask because it likes to slide down my face. I don't know if it's my facial hair giving it too much traction or not enough traction, or if it's that my head's so big that I'm actually having to put this thing on a little bit tight and need to fit some expansion pieces for my head. It could be either one. But we're not going to talk about your pantyhose. I've made comments about my terrorist, like, okay, multiple times, including pointing out my terrorist picture. Okay. Yeah. So that's something we can discuss too, facial hair and masks and how they can cause issues. Like I even showed off part of my beard, which is not covered with this mask. The mask conceals its. I'm wearing the full. So, you know. Oh, people, Dark Ghost just asked me what mask I'm wearing. When I bought these, I bought two that are almost identical. I have a half mask, and I have the full mask. Okay, they were cheap, but I wanted something that wasn't that terrorist look for primarily the show, and I figured I'd need something portable. Hey, I might actually switch that out for the next show and go ahead and do it with my terrorist look too. Depends how warm the weather is here. Because 18th next month. Okay, July. Oh, okay. I'm not going to put that one on the air because we know why. Cool. Okay, that works. But administrative change of MOS or the one we talked about. Oh, most definitely. It may be boring, but yeah. I can tell you a little bit more off the air on what rank that actually relates to. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few RLSHs there in the military. Like Samuel, how he just went through basic training and actually scored high marks in his PT. There's one that works. Night Fox is ex-military. Didn't know Night Fox was Air Force, but yeah, it makes sense. He hangs out with Wolf, who also says he wants to come on the show occasionally. So yes, you heard that right. We have the possibility, if things work out in time-wise, to have Wolf Paradox as one of the people on the show. By the way, people, right now, every guest that I've had on the show and been talking about, such as Aftershock, Dark Ghost, Samuel, Master Legend, Geist, all actually know my real identity. So, a lot of RLSHs do know my real identity. I don't really keep that fully hidden from everybody. But you only get my real name if I can trust you. And yes, I trust Geist even though he goes crazier than an insane bat at times. He's still a good guy and still fully trustable. You just have to look past his occasional mental breakdowns. We all have them. Ah! Congratulations! Dark Ghost just came on. And I just saw you pop in. I actually see your small image. It's probably still loading. Yeah, you may have to pop on again. But you're... Oh, now you just went black. Okay. Dark Ghost actually sees me. He should be coming on. He's just loading up. I saw a blink of his webcam. What browser are you using? Okay. Hold on. Get off the phone. Get off the phone and we'll go online and talk. Right now I'm overriding the video performance, but I see you. Okay. So I'm going to... Okay. Okay, people. Dark Ghost is now on the stream. He should, when he talks, he should actually appear on the big screen as long as my trap is shut. If not, I have to make a few adjustments at my end for my virtual cameraman. I'm going to change my app to the cameraman app to make sure everything's set up correctly. Because I'm still not hearing Dark Ghost. So let's see here. Looks like that was the app that didn't broadcast. Okay, guest join-ins. No. Broadcast large view I see on my audience. Hide all others from feed. No. Allow guests in my large three process are muted. No. Okay. Dark Ghost, if you can hear me, go ahead and say something.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing
1 2 3. Testing.
Hey,
Hey,
that was Dark Ghost.
Greetings, everyone. All right, so I'm sorry my lateness on the show. I had some technical issues and some personal issues I had to take care of before I could join in. Nice to, if you're anyone's watching, nice to see you, or not see you since you're not on cam. Now, while you and I was on the phone, we were talking about facial hair and mask issues. Let me take this off. As everyone can see, my mask is simple spandex. If I don't keep this shit clean shaved, yeah. I want to hear it, you terrorist-looking son of a bitch.
Hey, watch your language.
Sorry, everybody. Son of a gun. How's that?
Better.
Okay. Yeah, when this guy ain't got this mask on, he looks like a part of that jihad. But like Figment was saying, I've actually got Aftershock gonna be on the show eventually because me and him's actually getting to where we're talking, and trying to plan out this. And I think Aftershock mentioned Wolf Attack. Is why Wolf Attack Paradox. Is that right, Figment?
It's Wolf Paradox.
Wolf Paradox. He used to go at Wolf Attack when I first met the gentleman.
Well, for that matter, he's dropped the mask almost completely for most of his productions now. Doesn't even hide behind him most of the time.
Now, I'm about to have a smoke through this mask here, but I advise anyone who is watching, don't pick up this nasty habit. Save your money, save your lungs.
Okay, mister, I'm going to have a cigarette through your mask, or I should say a cigarlo through your mask. I'm going to snort one through my mask using my nose hole.
Well, I just get it out there because we may have some young viewers. Yes, viewers, this is a bad idea. I wish I could go back in time and kick my own rear for it.
Yeah, what's really bad is that you're smoking the mini cigars and pipes. That's how I started smoking these nasty stink sticks. And I should really be grabbing my E-pen and using that instead.
Yeah. Technical issue solved. I'm glad to be back on, be able to make it the show. Again, sorry for the lateness, but, stuff happens. That just goes to show that how your personal life can affect your life with the mask on.
Yes, everything affects what you do. Mask. I mean, we all know I can't go out patrolling as often as I want because, well, I'm taking care of my father who's suffering, or recovering, I should say, from a stroke and has a form of dementia from it.
Exactly. So, look, if to anyone watching, if your personal life is affecting your life in the mask, fine. Let it just go. Roll with it. Just do what you can when you can. That's mostly what we do.
Yeah, that's one thing we're going to have to work on with you, Dark Ghost. We're going to have to improve your light for your camera. You're sitting in quite a bit of a shadow.
There's a reason for that. I'm a ghost, remember?
I figured that. I figured that, but still, you should improve the light a little bit.
Shoot. Hold on. Hey, plug in my freaking, make sure it's plugged in. It says it's only got 9% battery. I'm talking to my wife, Discord right now. Apparently my battery's only at 9%.
On your laptop or your phone?
Laptop.
I don't know. I plugged mine in. I'd recommend plugging it in ASAP so you don't get disconnected.
That's what it is. It should be plugged in. Yes, there. It's plugged in. I mean, maybe actually you can see me a little better now, actually. Can you?
No, it's about the same.
Okay. Well, the reason I call myself Dark Ghost, everybody, let me go ahead and explain that quick and out of the way. I'm a ghost to represent the victims of violent crimes in my city. I am their anger and their vengeance. So, therefore, I took on the persona of a ghost, which we have an abundance of stories of in my area, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Whereas the guy you've been listening to up till now, but was by himself, he's not real. He's a figment of your imagination.
Oh, that's it. Make fun of the fact that I'm a figment and not real. How nice of you.
Well,
no, dude, that was actually why I took...
I'm a ghost. What have I got to lose, right?
Hey,
I mean,
better watch out. I know how...
Do what now?
I know how to banish them, so you better watch out. because Banishing Ghost used to pay some of my bills.
I'm not your average ghost, my friend. Remember that. See, now here's something else that the community needs to recognize. Yes, we crack jokes at each other. We're friends. That's what friends do. That's what bros do. So if someone cracks a joke at you, that may mean they have some respect for you.
Exactly. And don't let those little differences get between you. Like, after all, here's one that I don't put out very often with the mask on. I am a pagan, not a Wiccan, but a pagan, and a magic practitioner. Now, Dark Ghost.
And I'm a Christian. Openly admitted it. You know what? I know this gentleman right here has my back anytime I need him, and vice versa. He knows if he needs me, he can call me. I'll be there if I can. I mean, come on, folks. I married a witch, technically.
Well, I don't know. I know Discordia practices the craft, but I don't know what path she follows.
Nor do I exactly understand it, but you know what? I'm trying to support her. I mean, got her chalice, crystal ball, the candles, the incense, all the stuff she needs. Even got her an anathema here recently.
Yeah, it'd be nice if she would make a quick shot with a mask on, though, because all these people are still doubting that she's your wife.
You know what? I don't care what people think. Here's why. If I care what people think, you think I'd be doing this? You think I'd be going out risking my neck for people who are never going to see my face? No.
Exactly.
So any of you naysayers or disbelievers or people who just want to start trouble, I got one thing to say to you, which I can't say on air. So, yeah. But I'll give you a clue. If you're a pro wrestling fan, DX is quite known to say it.
I have to say this. Snorting the cigarette through my nose hole definitely feels weird.
Try smoking it through the actual spandex of a mask. That is equally weird. See, luckily for me, it's a black mask, so it won't stain.
Mine's water repellent, so I don't think it's going to stain either.
But now here's something I do every now and then when I can't get a good draw.
You cheat.
Anyway, welcome to the RLSH Lair, folks. If you're just not coming in, you got Dark Ghost and Figment. And I will admit we are vastly different. And we're almost and we're vastly different, but we also have a lot in common, and we work together to put this out there for everybody.
And this is something else you need to realize. See, I'm not really part of an official team at all. The only people in my area that I can associate with at all that come to team is the Black Monday Society, and I honestly have not patrolled with them. My views and their views are vastly different.
Whereas I do have a team, folks, the Sinks and the Avengers.
And for those of people who don't know, Dark Ghost is 2 time zones away from me. So we actually are able to coordinate this across multiple time zones and multiple states.
So see what you do.
Aftershock on here.
So everybody, you see what you can do when you put your minds to it. If you want to do better, stop the bickering, work together.
And if all goes well, we'll be able to get Aftershock on the show. And then we'll be covering 2 different countries on this live roundtable discussion without costing anybody very much money at all.
Exactly. That'll be on a later episode, possibly more than one.
Some of the other people I'm trying to get on the show, somebody who actually knows my real name. I have not met him in person or talked to him on the phone because, well, calling Australia is a bit expensive.
Yeah. Oh, boy, I'd hate to see your phone bill if you ever start making those phone calls.
Well, fortunately for me, with as frugal as I am, I do have ways to make international phone calls for next to nothing.
Yes, but still, if you always try to do it with your regular phone, just like the average Joe, Whew, I'd hate to see that bill.
Well, then we'd have to talk about Figment's mad skills on keeping his phone bill cheap, but that might get me behind bars.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Okay, yes, as you heard, a reference of my skills putting me behind bars. Yes, we all have techniques and we all know things. Many things that we know and do could get us locked up. Doesn't necessarily mean we do it regularly.
But the way I see it, as long as RLSH who just bend the laws instead of all out break them, that's fine. That's my opinion.
Yes, most of this mass actually don't function in the. We don't follow the rules 100%, but we don't break them either.
We simply bend them like a fishing pole. That's an accurate description, wouldn't you agree, Figment? A fishing pole is a law. Bend it, you don't break it.
That's a good analogy. Precisely more like the ugly sticks. One of some of the best fishing poles I've had.
Actually, that's the one I'm referring to. I have one or two in my collection. Just for reference, folks,
Yeah.
Yes, I am a country boy, but I operate in a heavily urban environment. If you've seen my videos on YouTube or on the RLSH TV network, which Figment has posted my videos there.
And eventually you'll be able to post them there too as soon as you count.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to the call-ins, I wanted to do a call-in line for the show where people could actually call in, ask us questions on the air. But due to terms of services, I don't want to violate, because if this account loses its good standing status, we will not be able to do live broadcasts. So it's kind of important to keep it in good standings.
Oh,
I do
yeah.
have a workaround. What was that, Dark Ghost?
I was just agreeing with you, saying, yep. Oh, yeah.
That's something else I need to do. I need to replace my headset microphone. It'd make things a lot better.
Like I do here.
Exactly. But
You need some kind of stuff like that, don't you?
yeah, I used to have one of those until one of my lovely dogs decided to chew through the cord.
Figment and his animals. How many elephants and woozles do you have again?
I have 2 Australian Shepherds, 3 cats, and 1 very, very large Plecostomus.
Wow.
AKA a suckerfish.
Yeah. By the way, just gotta say, bro, the background you got going looks awesome. Nicely done on the art. Whereas me, it's obvious. It's like an apartment setting, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like an apartment that they would talk about with the letters in the movie Fight Club.
Hey, what can I say? It fits my personality quite well.
Yes. Put up a 101-year-old house, so my house doesn't look much better.
Well, hey, at least I can also say my house is haunted. After all, there is a ghost in the house.
Yeah, we won't talk about the ghost that haunts my house.
But back to the RLSH stuff here. Well, all joking aside, this is our pilot episode. I do hope to be a regular host. Though what you may have heard earlier, Figment talking about July the 18th. That's when I go off to the U.S. Air Force. Just so you know, he wasn't talking crazy. I was the guy he was talking to on the phone. But yes, folks, but even then, I will try, after my basic training, to still be a regular part of the show. We'll see how that works out. And
Discordia is more than welcome to fill your shoes while you're gone.
Well, I'll let her know that, but I don't know if she'd be willing to do that or not. I'll talk to her about that. That's up to her.
Like I said, if she wants, she can do it. I'm not pressuring anybody.
Yeah. And I was thinking we ought to have an after show type thing going on eventually. Like when we get eventually, not like right now, but where we just talk on the phone. People can call in to like one of those conference call things.
Yeah, it goes back to the TOS. I might do an after show.
Hold on. Hold that thought, folks. Amber Alert. Crookville, Tennessee. Looking for a 1995 white Chevy Blazer. See, I have my phone rigged up to where it can purposely serve me as our ghost. I get the Amber Alerts. I can listen to the police dispatch. And there's nothing more about the Amber Alert I can read out at the moment. That's just about they're looking for a 1995 white Chevy Trail Blazer. That's actually kind of interesting because it happened right here during the show. See, folks, you can utilize a lot of stuff in your day-to-day life that you take for granted. For your life is RLSH. Your phone, for example, there's apps you can use to help better yourselves as RLSH.
There's going to be an app soon to better.
What was you saying? You're breaking up.
My bandwidth sucks. There's going to be an app for the RLSH community soon. Anyways, it's not going to be found on the App Store. It'll be found on RLSHbook.com. I'm in the process of coding it with things that the RLSH community can utilize.
Yeah, but until the meantime, like you can get apps like Scanner Radio, let you listen in on your local police. Not always, but if you get lucky enough and they have it in your area, you can listen in on them. Find out what's going on in your area so you can make your own crime app. Never trust the ones online. They only tell half the story, folks.
Yeah.
And the reason we keep jumping from 7 to 7, this is the pilot, folks. We didn't have a really big plan on what to do.
Yeah, this was basically a malarkey show that we could talk about anything. If you notice, when Dark Ghost came on, it wasn't just me. We actually were able to do some conversational chatting.
Yeah. Because I'll admit, this is Figment's brainchild, but I give him the extra push he needs to get this going. Because we need this in the community.
Yeah, so I've been working on this concept for about a year and a half, kind of dragging my feet because I didn't find enough interest parties. And talking to Dark Ghost one night, and yeah, we often talk on the phone at night when I'm not doing anything and he's trying to stay awake on his real life job, not telling you what it is. We'll talk on the phone because I have a really messed up sleeping pattern, you might say.
That's an understatement. That's beside the point.
Well, 43 years old and sleep once every 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, like I said, that's an understatement about being messed up.
Yes, I'm one of the old crusties, RLSHs. I'm in my 40s.
And just to keep things fair and square, I'm in my early 30s, folks. And consider myself a detective of sorts. Figment, I guess you consider him mostly a tech guru. Put it this way, folks. He's the closest thing we'll ever have to Tony Stark without the Iron Man suit.
What makes you think I haven't built power armor like his yet?
Because if you did, you'd be bragging about it on the phone, you jack wagon.
We're going to talk about some of my prototype designs then.
Yeah, let's talk about some of your stuff you designed for the RLSH. I mean, that'd be a good way to introduce yourself better.
When it comes to tech design and tech engineering, Oh, well, we've been on for longer than ever. Yay! And the show's gotten better. We'll keep this going for a little bit longer, folks. I don't want to bring it down too long because it makes it hard to do ending the intro in. But some of my past jobs, as interesting as it may seem for some, is yes, I have been an official weapons engineer and designer in my past. So we are not talking somebody who's completely insane. We're talking about somebody who's more than insane.
We're talking about a certifiable evil genius. Only he's a hero.
That's another statement. I mean, one of these days I'll have to put on camera my desktop oil gun I have. It's not impressive. It's just for him. If I fire it while the computer's in the same room, I'll burn out the computer through the EMP pulse.
Yeah.
But still, cool proof of concept and cool toy. And there are communication satellites in orbit, which I designed and built. The Venture Star Space Shuttle, I actually built parts of serial number 1, which was later mothballed, but I built
Yo,
the space
Figment, you keep crackling on there. I don't know if it's happening on your end or just mine, but just thought I'd give you a heads up in case it gives the video problems.
It doesn't surprise me. I've been having some computer issues with something's eating my processor kicks. I wasn't able to locate them before the show. So,
well, that's the purpose of the pilot, folks, to work out the glitches before the main event starts.
And also, when you're doing the stuff on the air, you run into technical difficulties, and you just kind of have to push through them. It's kind of like going on your way to work and having a flat tire in your car. You just kind of have to deal with it.
Yep, pretty much. And speaking of problems on the way to work, folks, I'm going to let you know right now. We are RLSH, but we do have our own problems. I myself was almost a victim of a carjacking at gunpoint. So just because we wear these masks, don't mean we don't have problems. If you're a civilian and you're watching this, you're not alone.
Yeah. As a civilian, we've all experienced some bad things. Like, for instance, I got scared to hide my face under normal circumstances. I do some pretty high-risk stuff without the mask on. Okay? And eventually I do plan on shedding the mask to the public. Yeah, I'm going to expose myself. I don't really care.
That's him. Me, I'm keeping with the mask. Because I have had death threats for my operations in my city. That's right, folks. This is no joke. If you go out there going after the criminals, you're going to have people angry at you who are going to want to end your life. Let's make that clear now. So if you decide to become RLSH and fight crime, keep that in mind. You're going to make some enemies.
Yes. That you will do is make enemies safe. I don't really have the enemies that he's talking about. I actually have an active contract on my life. I don't let that get me down. And yeah, that's where people have tried to take me out. I've been shot at. I've been shot.
But the way me and Figment even agree on this, folks, if you're not making enemies while wearing the mask, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, big time. And going after what you primarily do as an RLSH. A lot of people think I do mostly outreach and charity, which is the majority of what I do. Right.
Whereas I majority work on crime fighting, drug dealers, gangbangers. Hey, recently we had a bank robber here. I'm trying to find that jerk. When I do, I have no problem duct taping him, putting him in the back of the car, and hauling him to the police.
You're nicer than me.
Can you please repeat that, Figment?
I said you're nicer than me.
Well,
but,
every RLSH is different, folks. That's why it's a community. We're all going to have things we disagree on. We're all going to have things we agree on. But what makes us a community is we work on each other's, back cover each other's weaknesses, and we play off each other's strengths.
Yeah. This show is just about over. We've overran a little while. Like I said, about an hour, give or take.
Yeah.
But we're going to wind this show up here in a few minutes here. A little bit more and set his stuff up for the next broadcast. He can be a little bit more prepared. So,
yes.
That.
Yeah. And we'll actually have a main topic for that show, folks. We're not just going to sit here and shoot the bull like we have been here lately tonight. We'll actually have set topics for the show, and we may sidetrack, but we will eventually get back to that topic for the main topic of the show.
Yeah, both Chris and myself suffer from a form of ADHD, so we have a hard time keeping on topic. So.
Yes.
And we both can be sidetracked.
But we hope to make it fun for the show, fun for everybody to watch. And if you have any questions and you can't call in, feel free to email either myself, which you can find me on Facebook as Charles Kovacs, or you can find Figment directly as Figment RLSH or as RLSH Figment. He has his reverse.
Yeah, I have to adjust doing one of my videos. I got really delete the bad one.
Yeah. But contact me. And we will address your question on the show. I also know. Am I right, Figment?
Oh yeah, if you ask a question, we'll answer them on the show. I mean,
we'll read who it's. If you want us to tell your name, say your name. If you don't want us to tell your name, tell us up front. Please do that, because that way, if you rather keep anonymous, we'd like to try to help you with that. But I mean, if you don't have any problem with saying who wrote in, we'll read your email online, live on the show, and then answer your questions. And if you have any questions to our guest, we'll happily relay those questions to our guest. And if we can get them to, we'll have them directly contact you with an answer for your question to our guest.
Yes. I still need to make an email address for this show. Not only RLSH TV. We are not actually RLSH TV. We are RLSH Lair. We are a show for RLSH TV, as confusing as that sounds. We are a show on the channel.
Yeah. Now, what it is, the channel, any video with people like us in it is going to be on there. My videos that I make, video documentaries on us, which we do have a few.
My personal videos.
Yeah, Figment's personal videos.
And eventually I'll improve my backdrop with a better chroma key screen and better light, so you don't see all the blue tarp wrinkles. But
likely I'll try to still keep to the dark look because, hey, it works for me. If anyone wants to see me better, they're welcome to say, hey, we'd like to see a better look at what Dark Ghost is with his mask and gear on. Fine. I will come on one episode or two where you can see me better. But I'm a ghost, folks.
Yeah. See, after we're done with the show, I'm going to stop the broadcast and I'll continue talking while I go through it and shut my mask off so I can drink my rocks while I'm walking through it.
Yeah.
And not
more likely, mean you might carry on the conversation via phone.
That works too.
Because
you kind of have to have the application open, so I figured it'd be easy that way.
Yeah.
But anyways, you can email me directly at figment@rlshbook.com. iWork.com as a site for the RLSH community or our supporters.
And if you're watching this after the recording, I'm pretty sure Figment will put the link for the information to contact myself or him in the description, which most likely will be like right down here somewhere.
Yeah, I'll go through there and edit that when I do the editing, probably in about 20-30 minutes after the show.
Yeah, which I'm not going to go ahead and say my email address on here because it's kind of a mouthful. But if you want to have a question for me, I will get Figment to put my email address info on the description.
Yours will be on there too.
Yep.
And if you want another RLSH related website, I'm gonna plug Discordia's website for the RLSH community, which right now I'm taking care of the spam to see if you break from it, but it'd be wrong of me not to give her a plug too. It's rlsh.net.
My Discordia, by the way, folks, if you're wondering, that is my very beautiful and very mystical wife. Yes, I did. I know. Okay, just chill over there. Okay, she's right behind camera here, trying to help out.
Yeah, and if you weren't on microphone, I'd tell her hi. If you didn't have it, she could hear me.
Figment says hello, Discordia. She said she sends her regards back to you, brother. And
Okay,
while we're still on air, here's the thing: if I ever call any RLSH or even a civilian brother, that means you have my respect.
Well, we're going to be calling it a wrap up of the show, and I'm going to stay connected, probably talk to him on the phone where it's clear and walk him through what he needs to do while he has his application open. And I'm going to crack my victory rock star for the first pilot episode, which happened to be at this point in time, as my mass shifts again, been on for an hour and 12 minutes. So,
Well,
this is Figment.
and our ghost.
Have a good one and keep safe out there.